3 new Gacha games just launched. I just finished streaming all 3 of them for three and a half hours total. And what a wild ride that was. The 3 games in question are Sword Staff, which is sitting at 4.8 stars over on the Google Play Store right now with over 500,000 downloads, 27,000 reviews, which we'll talk about briefly. Last Origin R+, which has over 100,000 downloads, is rated 2.8 stars with 642 reviews, which I'll also talk about briefly. This is the censored version. There is an uncensored version of this game uploaded to the official VFun website, which you can play if you navigate on over there instead of this neutered version. Then we have Dragon Raja ReRise, which is sitting at 4.7 stars out of 514 reviews with a grand total of 10,000 downloads. So you can evidently see which of the 3 new releases has done well and which has failed to garner any real audience. Which 3, or at the very least 2 out of these 3 games are probably going to approach end of service before the other. Now, I typically, as you guys are aware, I normally do like a brutal honest thoughts, like player pass video on each of these games, but recently I've actually been doing full reviews for Gacha games on a brand new channel just titled Stix Reviews. I strongly urge you all to go ahead, subscribe to that channel. That's going to have deep dive reviews on every game, new and old. But since 3 games all launched in the last week, I felt obligated here to, at the very least, and I streamed all 3 today. Follow me over on Twitch and watch live on YouTube as well. But I wanted to kind of just go over my general thoughts after having played them all for hours, beginning with Sword Staff. I think this game is probably the best out of the 3. We're not talking about All Firing here because that game launched, I think, like a week and a half ago. Sword Staff has the best story out of the 3. It has... Well, it definitely doesn't have the best character models out of 3. The best story, probably the best English voice acting. The Dragon Raja ReRise voice acting was not great, and Last Origins was, I don't think that was even in English. There wasn't even an option for English. The combat in Sword Staff was complete auto, but there's a lot of depth and a lot of intricacies to the building of your character. There's also just your character from what I've seen. The gacha is also very free to play friendly because you don't have to pull for characters. You're never going to miss out on pulling a brand new character. Instead, you pull for skills, and then the skills can be upgraded. They grow more powerful. I think having skills as an option comparatively to characters minimizes that FOMO that you get in other games. I think that ultimately Sword Staff is a really, really fun game, like a genuinely fun game that I had a ton of fun in and thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't expect to. I saw the ads for it, I saw the character models, and I was like, well, this looks okay. And then at the end of the day, this turned out to be the most fun. This isn't even a very degenerate gacha game. There's barely any degen in it at all, which is the complete opposite for Last Origin R. This game, both the censored and the uncensored version are heavily degenerate. Like the censored version, it was, they censored like the maids, like under booba, but outside of that, like everything else, all the skins, the outfits, a lot of the characters were still incredibly cultured. And that was very enjoyable to see, but the game outside of that was not good at all. Like, I've been waiting years for this. I feel like people have been waiting since, what was it, like 2017 for this game? It was 2018. Like 2017 for this game. 8 years, 9 years. And it just, I don't know. Evidently, if you look at the Play Store, it didn't deliver. Like, disregarding even the censorship, if the game were released completely uncensored on the Play Store, disregarding the VFun launcher, I still think, and this is just my personal opinion, I still think that it's not really that fun of a game. I'm going to have a deep dive on this on my Stix Reviews channel, but effectively, the story is so drawn out, so long, that I had to skip it. Like, I skipped so much of it, otherwise I never would have actually gotten the opportunity to play the game. There was just an like, you can tell that this game was dated. Just you look at the graphical style, you can tell it's dated. You look at the mechanics, you know it's dated. You look at the bloated story that is just like hours and hours with a few minutes of gameplay, you can tell that it's dated. The UI, oh my god, it was not terrible, but it was a bit of a pain to get through. Like, the entire game, I think, was very arduous of an experience, and ultimately, I just did not enjoy myself. There was very little about the game I actually did enjoy. Other than the character models, they are so cultured, dude. Like, there were... I can't show any of this on screen, you know, in terms of footage, but while streaming, there was one point where one of the characters had a camera positioned, and you could see, like, right up in there. And, yeah, so... very degenerate game, very cultured game. And that aspect I like, but I don't know, it kind of reminded me like a lot of Apocalypse. And I think if you're gonna play like an auto or an idle gacha game, there are a lot better ones out there. And if you want to play a degenerate gacha game, there are a lot better ones out there. So then with this game releasing in the form it is, unless you want like just pure unadulterated nudity or, you know, like 18 plus not safe for work content, then why would you play this game? That is, with the uncensored version over on VFund, that's literally the only thing this game really has going for it that allow for it to stand out. And again, like, you look at it over on the Play Store, it's really not doing very well. A bunch of people downloaded it, but barely anyone have commented on it, barely anyone have left any reviews. And very few people that I know are even playing it. They played it for like 30 minutes and they deleted it after, you know, they cranked one out and got what they wanted. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. Then Dragon Raja ReRise, oh my god. Like, this isn't even a bad game. It's just so incredibly mid. I mean, 10,000 downloads. Literally no one has downloaded this game. Literally no one has played this game. And I will be reviewing it as well. I will. It's just at the end of the day, like, the story is so unbelievably mediocre and basic. B, the characters, some of them look incredible, like the 7 deadly sins, like lust, envy, pride, wrath, gluttony. I forget the other 2, like lewd and I don't know. They look very incredible, but generally the character models look okay. Some of them look good, but a lot of them look okay. The combat itself is also pretty much auto. The game like forces you into autoing it literally right at the beginning, and then they unlock another auto mode down the line that double autos your combat. I don't know, it was a whole thing. I think the abilities and the character models in game and everything look perfectly fine. They're not complete chibi. I think the story though, again, is incredibly mediocre. I think the gacha is okay. I think there's like a guarantee at 140, and that's for the wish list, or it was like 120 or 140. You then have a 3% chance for SSR acquisition. There are UR tier characters as well, which you know are going to be so horrifically expensive to obtain, which means that there's going to be a severe power creep. And if you don't have those like 5 UR tier quality characters, then like, why are you even playing, right? Then they have a VIP tier system. They have 3 tiers of like weekly and monthly passes available. Like, this game isn't like horribly pay to win or anything. It's just like there's a lot that you can pay for to obtain an advantage. And the game itself is just kind of okay. Like, it's not a great game, but it's not a bad game. I don't know why it hasn't really been played. I really don't. I feel like it should have been, you know, it probably should have had at least 50,000 to 100,000 downloads as well, unless it's due to the fact that the Dragon Raja IP is just not very popular. I don't really know. But like, I think if they reached out to me and offered a sponsorship, I'd probably say yes, purely because I think it's an okay game. I just don't really think it's great. And I don't think, you know, Last Origin R Plus is great either. I think Sword Staff is actually a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I'd anticipated. I think if you're going to play any of these 3 games, if you're going to play, because if you include All Firing, 4 games total have launched in the last 10 days, I think, I would say play Sword Staff and then play All Firing on the side. Don't play Last Origin R Plus unless you're just looking to crank one out. Don't play Dragon Raja ReRise, or just go in with the expectation of just like mediocrity. And that's totally fine, because again, at the end of the day, a lot of gacha games are just average games. Very few are exceptional, but the ones that are, they truly do stand out, and they're the ones that make a lot of money. These 2 just aren't. They're not bad, they're just not really good. And if they're not good, why bother wasting time playing them when you could play the good ones? I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.